Which regulation exists solely to protect commanders and not soldiers? I discovered the answer during my third year at Fort Stewart. The regulation was called the Maintenance of Command Authority, or MCA-7 in the manual. Sounded official, sounded important. What it actually meant was soldiers couldn't report problems directly to anyone above their immediate commander without that commander's permission first. You had to go through proper channels, always. Our battalion commander was Lieutenant Colonel Garrett. Guy had been in for 22 years, had all the right ribbons and awards, looked perfect on paper. In reality, Garrett was running the motor pool like his personal business, selling spare parts on the side, falsifying maintenance records, putting soldiers in dangerous vehicles that should have been deadlined months ago. We all knew it. Every mechanic, every driver, every sergeant, but nobody could prove it because Garrett controlled all the paperwork. Private Donovan tried to report it first. Kid was 19, fresh out of training. His assigned Humvee had brakes that barely worked. Steering pulled hard left. Engine light had been on for 6 months. Donovan went to his squad leader, Sergeant Griffin. This vehicle isn't safe. Someone's gonna get hurt. Griffin nodded. I know. I've been telling the captain for weeks. Nothing happens. Can we go higher? Tell the battalion sergeant major? Griffin shook his head. MCA-7. We have to report through Garrett first, and Garrett's the one blocking the repairs. 2 weeks later, Donovan's Humvee lost its brakes completely during a convoy. Crashed into a guardrail. Donovan broke his collarbone. The soldier in the passenger seat, Wade, got a concussion. Accident report blamed driver error. Donovan got an Article 15 for reckless operation of government property. The Humvee got buried in paperwork and quietly disappeared. That's when Corporal Brendan decided he'd had enough. Smart kid from Oregon. Had been documenting everything for months. Photos of broken equipment, copies of maintenance requests that got denied, records of parts that vanished from inventory. I'm taking this to the division commander, Brendan told us. Garrett's putting people in danger. We warned him. That's violating MCA-7. You're supposed to report through your chain of command first. My chain of command is the problem, Brendan said. That's the whole point. He tried anyway. Made an appointment with the division commander's office. Brought his evidence folder. 200 pages of documentation proving Garrett's scheme. Never made it past the front desk. Division Sergeant Major took one look at the folder. Asked who his commander was. Lieutenant Colonel Garrett, Sergeant Major. Did Lieutenant Colonel Garrett authorize you to be here? No, Sergeant Major. But he's the one I'm reporting about. Then you're in violation of MCA-7. You need to return to your unit immediately and report through proper channels. Brendan tried to explain. The Sergeant Major shut him down. I don't care what your complaint is. The regulation exists for a reason. You follow the chain of command or you face consequences. Those consequences came fast. Brendan got called into Garrett's office that same afternoon. Somehow the Lieutenant Colonel already knew everything. I hear you tried to go over my head, Corporal. That's disappointing. Shows a real lack of judgment and respect for military structure. Garrett wrote him up. Insubordination, failure to follow proper reporting procedures. Article 15, reduction in rank, extra duty for 45 days. The kicker? When Brendan's lawyer tried to use his evidence folder in the Article 15 hearing, Garrett ruled it inadmissible. Not relevant to the charge of violating proper channels. So Brendan got punished for trying to report corruption. And the evidence of that corruption never got seen by anyone who could actually do something about it. MCA-7 had worked exactly as designed. Protected the commander, silenced the soldier. 3 months later, another vehicle accident. This time, Sergeant Griffin's truck. Transmission failed during a highway convoy. Truck rolled backwards into civilian traffic. 2 cars involved. 1 civilian hospitalized. Army investigators finally showed up, started asking questions. But Garrett had already sanitized all the records. Every maintenance request, every denied repair, everything Brendan had documented. Gone. The investigation concluded equipment failure due to normal wear and tear. No negligence found. That's when Trevor, our senior mechanic, did something brilliant. He'd been in for 16 years, knew the system inside and out. He didn't report through channels, didn't try to go to division. Instead, he sent an anonymous tip to the Department of Defense Inspector General's office. Included photos, documents, and a list of soldiers injured due to maintenance issues. IG investigators don't care about MCA-7. They answer to Congress, not battalion commanders. They showed up unannounced 6 weeks later. Seized all records before Garrett could sanitize them. Interviewed soldiers privately, off base, where Garrett couldn't retaliate. Turned out Garrett had stolen over $400,000 in parts over 3 years. Sold them to private contractors. Put dozens of soldiers in vehicles that failed safety inspections. He got court-martialed. 10 years in military prison. Dishonorable discharge. Lost his entire pension. But here's the part that made me sick. During the investigation, we learned why MCA-7 existed in the first place. 20 years earlier, a captain at Fort Hood had been running a similar scheme. A private tried to report him directly to the general. The report got the captain in trouble, but it also embarrassed the entire command structure. So they created MCA-7, officially to maintain good order and discipline and prevent soldiers from bothering senior leadership with minor complaints. Really? To make sure commanders could shut down reports before they reached anyone who could actually hold them accountable. The regulation that punished Brendan for trying to save lives was specifically designed to protect bad commanders from getting caught. Brendan got his rank back eventually. Full apology from division. Even got a commendation for his courage. But Wade, the kid who got the concussion in Donovan's crash, still has headaches. Can't pass the fitness test anymore. Got medically discharged at 22 years old. MCA-7 is still in the books, still being used, still protecting commanders while soldiers take the fall.